lembaga bahasa yang tentunya sudah teman-teman ikuti, baik dari awal kegiatan sosialisasi maupun pelatihan yang sudah dilaksanakan secara offline dengan para pengajar dari tim lembaga bahasa yang tentunya teman-teman sudah mendapatkan ilmunya, lalu juga sudah mendapatkan wawasan berkenaan dengan materi-materi yang nantinya akan kalian temukan pada saat pengerjaan TOEFL. So now saat ini also we are start to TOEFL seminar, ya. Kita akan memulai TOEFL seminar, and also TOEFL here giving you the tips and trick how to do the TOEFL test. Jadi bagaimana sih teman-teman nanti untuk mendapatkan tips and triknya menjawab soal-soal di pelaksanaan tes TOEFL nantinya, tentunya dengan our speaker yang tentunya sudah capable dan kompeten di bidangnya. And also kegiatan kali ini tidak lepas dari arahan dan bimbingan our rector, Profesor Dr. Muhammad Wahyudi MMM.Com MPD IPU Asian Engineering. And tentunya hari ini juga tidak terlepas dari arahan dan bimbingan dari Wakil Rektor 1 bidang bidang akademik Ibu Diah Puspitasari Enkom, dan tentunya juga berkat dukungan dari Bapak Wakil Rektor 2 bidang non akademik Bapak Suharyanto Mkom. Tentunya berkat arahan dan bimbingan beliau kita dapat berkumpul pada sesi kali ini. Dan tentunya juga tak lupa saya ucapkan yang terhormat juga kepada Miss Yanti Rosalina SSMPD selaku ketua dari tim lembaga bahasa yang tentunya juga memfasilitasi teman-teman untuk bisa melaksanakan kegiatan pada pagi hari ini. Dan tentunya teman-teman yang tercinta yang saat ini di sela-sela kesibukannya, sela-sela aktivitasnya sudah menyempatkan dan berkenan hadir untuk mengikuti seminar TOEFL, how to do tips and trick how to do the TOEFL test. Give applause buat kita semua. Oke, good. Keren nih teman-teman. Okay, so now the first time also we would like to sing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya. And all the participants here and ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Okay, thank you. Please have a seat, guys. Okay. Baik, so thank you so much for today, and also without overdue, so pergi jalan-jalan ke rumah angker. Di dalamnya ada emas di bunker. Mari kita sambut our speaker, Mr. Bernard de Guer.
Wow, introduction video and everything. Let's give some love to the organizers and to our tech team. They did a great job here. Don't you think? No? You don't want to give them some love? Okay, just a little bit. All right. Good morning. How are you? Oh, come on, it's not that bad. Could be worse, you could have to work. Yeah? Right now it's easy, you just go to school, learn some stuff, go home, eat snacks, take a nap. Yeah, it's so easy, right? Why? With all these front row seats, you know, people pay a premium to sit in the front row. But today, and today only, I'm offering front row seats for free. No charge whatsoever. So you get diamond seats for nothing. So, everybody happy? A little bit? Are you looking forward to TOEFL? Yeah, you can't wait, right? It's going to be exciting. Get to have a big test. Yeah? Are you ready? You ready? No?
Ready.
You're ready? Give me some knuckle on that, baby. All right. So what we want to do today, and I'll try to make it interesting because I know you guys think, oh my God, another workshop, another seminar. Oh, this is going to be boring. Right? Is that what you're thinking? Nah, not with me it's not. Ow. I got a little masuk anjing today. Anybody have some tolak anjing? I need a little tolak anjing. No? Nobody has? I like that stuff. I like the one, the liquid in the packet. The powder, not so much. But the liquid is nice, right? Do you like that one? No? Do you ever get masuk anjing? No? What do you get? Keluar anjing? All right, let's get started. We'll take a quick look at the TOEFL test because everybody knows these days you have to have some English skills to do, you know, most things, right? Anybody in here looking for business management? Anybody studying business management? No? Nobody studying? 2 people studying? How about healthcare, medicine, anybody? Nobody? What are you studying? Anything? No? You're just here marking time until you can graduate and go do something? Okay. Well, we all know that nowadays in the international business market and for most professional fields, you have to have some English skills. If you want to go to continue education, let's say in the US or the UK, they have to have a TOEFL score to see what your English skills are. And I know because you love taking tests, that your scores are going to be really good, right? Are you a good test taker or do you get really nervous? Huh? You don't know? You've never taken a test? Wow! How did you get all the way to university without taking a test? Didn't you have to do the national exam? Yeah, of course you did. Right? You got to do that just to graduate. I know, I hate those tests too. Ugh. I hate TOEFL, but we have to learn something about it. So the TOEFL test is very commonly used to check your English skills for a lot of different things. And even nowadays, many employers pay a bonus if you have good English skills, right? Because they need people that can speak and write English so they can do business with international clients. It's very common now. In fact, I work with a lot of the big holding companies. You know, the new holding companies like Pupuk Indonesia, Mind ID. They all need English translation, English speaking. They have classes for their employees who didn't learn enough English in school. Yeah. So the TOEFL is pretty much international standard for English skill assessment. You know assessment? Assessment is like a fancy word for test. We need to check your skills. All right. Now the TOEFL test is divided up into, what is this? Oh yeah, okay. So university admissions, we already talked about that. Placement tests, both for work and for academia, for school. Your TOEFL score will put you in certain categories. And what else does it do? Make your life miserable? Yeah? So anyway, I have to make sure I get the right button here. Is that the right button? Yes, that's the right button. So how is the TOEFL test arranged? For our purposes, you're doing the written TOEFL, right? The paper-based. Yeah, so there's two kinds. There's the internet-based and the paper-based. And for what you guys are doing is the paper-based. And there are 3 sections, right? Is that right? Would I lie to you? I've only just met you. I wouldn't lie to you until I know you. Because I don't know what lies you would believe yet. So, there's, what is there? There's the reading section, the listening section, and everybody's favorite, the grammar section. Are you a big fan of grammar? Do you love grammar? No? Are you shy? Malam-malam kucing? Yeah, I thought so. So yes, there are 3 sections you need to be prepared for. And usually, in my experience, most people do pretty well on listening and reading. Why? Yeah. Because they're passive skills. And you don't have to do any real work. You just sit there and go. Right? And then maybe you understand something and you just smile and you go, ya itu. Or my favorite, I just say, oh gitu. Oh gitu. I don't understand what you said, but oh gitu. So, the one that's really hard for most people is the grammar and what they call the structure. All right, so that's vocabulary and grammar. Everybody's favorite, right? Are you a big fan of grammar? No, me neither. No, grammar is really boring. But the first thing is the listening, and there's two different kinds of listening. The first, 16 questions are usually a short conversation. So two people, hey, I got tickets to the concert tonight. Oh, really? Where are the seats? Oh, they're up near the front where nobody else is sitting. Well, you guys are brave. All right, but then the question will be, where are the seats located? And you have to know from listening that the seats are in the front. Usually with the listening, with the short conversations, it's one question per listening, right? Per file. Now the trick is you only get one chance. They only play the listening file one time, and you have to know what they said. So you got to focus. Focus, like a laser. Like this, see? Focus. Do you know how to do that? Focus? On your camera, it's automatic, right? Autofocus. Yeah, I love autofocus. I wish I could do that with my brain. So the thing is, you got to listen to this conversation and then pick out the information for the correct answer. You have 4 answers. Usually, two of the answers are obviously wrong, and 2 of them could be right. So all you have to do is throw away the 2 bad ones, and then you got a 50-50 chance, right? You have to figure out which one is absolutely right. And then the other part of the listening, which is actually longer, you'll get usually part of a lecture. Part of a lecture, like a professor in school, will be talking about a topic, and there'll be a couple of minutes of actual listening. And you have to be able to answer usually 4 or 5 questions about whatever the listening thing was, right? So this one gets really difficult. Strategy. Here's what I do. If I have a little time, I read the questions first before they play the listening, right? That way I know what information I need to answer the questions. And then the other strategy is that the questions usually go in the same order as the information in the listening file, right? So the first question will be near the top, the second question a little more, third question in the middle. All right, so it follows the same order as the information in the listening. That way you can just go down the list and read the question, listen, and then you hear the answer, mark it, and then go to the next one. If somebody have hiccups? I thought I heard somebody hiccup. No? If the answer doesn't come to you right away, don't wait. Don't stop. Keep going. All right? That's part of the strategy. Don't stop. Because most of this stuff, you have less than 1 minute to answer the questions. They have more questions than time. I think listening is it 40 questions in 25 minutes, I think? All right, so you have a lot less than 30 seconds to answer the question. Don't stop. Keep going. If you get to the end and you have a little extra time, go back and just guess. Just guess. That's the thing about TOEFL, is you don't lose points. All right, so like most tests, you start with 100 points and you lose points as you go. But with TOEFL, you start with, I think it's 311. It's weird scoring, but you start at the bottom and you add points. All right, so every time you get a right answer, you get more points. That way, the strategy is, if you don't know the answer, just guess. Out of 4 possibilities, you have a 25% chance of getting it right. So just guess. But don't do that with everything. Don't do that with everything. Try to get the answer, but if it doesn't come to you right away, then just go back and just bubble it in. Don't worry about it. If you stop and you keep trying to think about what you're doing and you're worrying and you're biting your fingernails, oh my God, I'll never get through this. Do you ever do that? See, I've got no fingernails because I'm constantly biting them off. Don't stop, don't pause, keep moving, and when you get to the end, you've got maybe a couple of extra minutes, go back and just guess. All right, because you can't lose points, and if you just by accident get it right, you gain points. So make sure you answer everything. Always answer all the questions. Right or wrong, you don't lose anything, you can only gain. And let's see, focus on the main idea. This is a little bit difficult with listening. It's easier with reading, but with listening, you have to figure out what the main idea, what the topic is. Now with the lecture, it's kind of easy. The professor is lecturing and says, okay, today our topic is TOEFL tests. All right, so you know what the main idea is. With reading, you know that the first sentence of each paragraph is probably the main idea, right? If it's well written. If it's not well written, it could be anywhere, but usually on the TOEFL they have well written stuff. So the listening, you have to be careful and just listen to what the people are saying. All right, I have tickets to the concert. Really, where are your tickets? What's the main idea? Tickets. Not concert, tickets. Ticket, ticket, ticket. Do you ever go to a concert? No? Never? No? Even K-pop? I thought everybody goes to K-pop. Not me. Huh? Which one? K-pop. You like K-pop? Really? All those people dancing in well, I can't do it. I'm too old to be a K-pop dancer. Okay, how's that? Okay, we are on structure. Now, structure is a hard one. Structure is the part where you have to have good vocabulary and grammar. Grammar. Yes. You have to be able to know what the rules are and figure out what the wrong answer or what the problem is. And with this one, you get, I forget exactly how many it is. 15 questions will be fill in the blank. They have a sentence with a blank and 4 choices of words. And you have to figure out which word from the context is the correct one to go in that blank. All right, that one is not too difficult as long as you have good vocabulary and you can understand the context. You know automatically what will fill in that blank. The other questions are the more difficult ones. They will give you a sentence and underline a section of it and then ask you, what's wrong with this sentence? And it will usually be very tricky. Very tricky. Excuse me. The thing is, you have to be able to look at it and check noun verb agreement, right? Is it plural? Plural noun, plural verb. Person, is it second person, second person? What else? Tenses, are the tenses correct? You know the tenses? No? You don't know the tenses? Really? Are you going to be able to do this test? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. Samanga, you can do it. An example will be each of the cars are blue. Just an example. What's wrong with that sentence? Each of the cars are blue. Anybody know what's wrong with that sentence? How many is each? How many is are? So even though cars is plural, cars is just part of each. And so you have to say, oh, look, the verb is plural, but we're talking about each, which is singular, and you have to correct the verb. That is the kind of question you're going to get. It could be some of it might have to do with spelling. Some of it will have to do with tenses, like I am eaten my lunch. What's wrong with that sentence? I am eaten my lunch. Do you know? Yes, I am eating. So in the answers, you'll have to find eating and fill that in as the correct answer. Those are the types of questions you get in this section. And I know you're thinking, oh, no, not that. I hate grammar. But that's one of the key things that you need to study for and prepare for on the TOEFL. And read the sentences carefully and check noun verb agreement, singular and plural, check the tenses. All of that is the kind of thing that you'll have to fix. They'll give you the wrong one and you have to choose the right one to fill it in or to correct the sentence. And then vocabulary. This one can also deal with synonyms. Synonyms. Do you like synonym in your coffee? I like to put a little synonym in my coffee. Do you ever do that? Oh no, that's cinnamon. Not synonym. Synonym. Synonym are the words where they have more or less the same meaning. All right, so words like blue, cobalt, turquoise, what else? Anything that has to do with the color blue. All right, those are all synonyms. They're slightly different, but they all have more or less the same meaning. So your job with vocabulary will be to choose the synonym, the word that has a similar meaning, all right, but not exactly the same. And then that will be the correct answer for that question, right? See, look what you did. You sat right in the middle, so I can't get back there. Hi. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Rani.
Oh, really? You're the first one I've ever met. Are you having fun yet? Yeah? You want to do pictures afterwards? Everybody wants to do photos, right? For Instagram, for your does anybody use X anymore? You know, I call it Twix, it's Twitter X. But does anybody use that anymore? I think everybody's doing Instagram these days, right? Yeah. I don't do Instagram because I've been using the internet since like 1989. And I am sick and tired of social media. I have had my fill of it. I have so many social media accounts, I just don't care anymore. But you guys are still young and you want to take pictures of your food and whatever else you're doing, right? Yeah. Huh?
Not too much nowadays. Not too much nowadays.
Yeah, I know. It's everywhere. It's all the time. And everybody's taking pictures of food. Why? Food is food. Yeah, I know. Oh, well. Maybe you guys are in the generation that will finally give up on all this social media and say, I'm done. I'm finished. Maybe. All right, and reading. This one, I think this is one of the more difficult ones because there's so much stuff to do in the time that you have. I think most of it's all pretty much like short essays, 3, maybe 4 paragraphs that you have to read and answer questions about it. Usually 4 or 5 questions for each reading text, right? Here's the thing. You have, I think it's 55 minutes, or maybe it's 50 minutes with 55 questions. So you have less than 1 minute for each question. And that means you do not have time to read all of the text. There's just not enough time. So you don't read the whole text. Look at the questions, figure out what information you need, and then scan the text to find the answers. Don't try to read the whole thing. If you read the whole thing, you will never, ever finish on time. Even if you're a sped reader. Are you a sped reader? No? There are people that can read like entire books in an hour. I don't understand that, but they can. Have you ever done sped reading? I'm making a joke. It should be speed reading, right? Why do you sit at the back? Are you afraid? No? You just want to be able to get out first? No? You just like sitting in the back so you can make rude comments? Yeah, don't try to read everything. Look at the questions, figure out what information you need to answer the questions, and then scan through the text to find the answer. And there are some tricks to this. One of them is that sometimes, in fact, many times, the question is worded differently from what's in the text. The text may be talking about, the topic is cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus. Do you know what cumulonimbus is? Yeah, a type of cloud. All right, so then the question will be, what does it say about clouds? And if you don't know that clouds and cumulonimbus are the same thing, you might get confused, and then you'll stop and you won't keep moving, all right, and you'll miss a chance to get some good points. So you want to build your vocabulary, and you want to keep moving, and you want to scan the text for the information. Don't try to read all of it, even if it's really interesting. Now, if you get to the end and you got an extra 5 minutes, you can go back and read some of that stuff that you thought was really interesting, because then you don't have to worry, right? But while you're taking the test, do not try to read all of the text. You will go crazy. Anything else? Oh yeah, for written text, for written communications, normally the structure for each paragraph, the first sentence is the main idea, and then after that there are 3 examples, 2 or 3 examples, and then what? So for instance, like a paragraph might be, there are several types of clouds in Earth's atmosphere. There are cumulonimbus, there are cirrus, and is it cirrus? Cirrus, right? Not Sirius. This is Sirius. But cirrus clouds are those little wispy ones up there. And what is there? Nimbus? Nimbus, is that one of them? Cumulus, nimbus, and cirrus, right? Whatever. Yeah. I'm not a meteorologist. Who cares? So when you're looking at the paragraph, you go, okay, the topic is clouds. There are 3 examples of clouds, and then look at the question. What does it say about the most common type of cloud? And you look up and you see, oh, cumulus is the most common type of cloud. Answer B. All right, but don't try to read everything. And anything else on this? Inference. Does everybody know what inference is? To infer something? Anybody know? Anybody want to volunteer anything? Or do you want me to stay away from you and not even talk to you? What? Do you know what inference is? To infer something, do you know? No? If I said, every time I eat gado-gado, it makes me sweat. And sometimes I get stomach upset because of the spices used in gado-gado. What can you infer about gado-gado? I didn't use the word, but you can think, well, if there's stomach upset and sweating, what does that mean? What kind of spices did I use? Like pedas, yeah? Right? That's what normally makes people sweat and get stomach upset. All right, so I can infer, even though the text did not say spicy, I infer that the spices are very pedas, because the guy is talking about sweating and stomach upset, and that's usually what does it, is pedas. Do you like pedas? Yeah? Extra pedas? Like sambal extra pedas? Extra pedas. Like that. My favorite. I love it. See, I'm from Texas originally, and when I was a baby, instead of having a bottle, my mother would give us a chili pepper, and we'd suck on that. Love it. Love it. I can't get enough, huh?
Because very hot.
What is it?
Hot, very hot.
Yes. Yeah. Jalapenos. But jalapenos are not quite as hot as cabai rawit. Cabai rawit, whew! Whew! That's the kind that really gets you going. See, my mother-in-law is Javanese. She's from Tagal. And when I first met her, you know, she wasn't sure if do we want a bule in the family? She wasn't sure. She said, if you want to be orang Jawa, you have to eat spicy food. And I was looking on the table, and there's a little bowl of cabai rawit, and I started eating them like candy. And she was like, okay, you're orang Jawa. It's all right. So I'm bule Jawa now. Really? Serious? Ora papa. Pamaring di, mlaku be. Wit mangana durung. All right, so that's the reading, and let's see. Yeah, so in all cases, in all three sections, you will have more questions than time. And you need to go through them quickly. Don't try to figure something out. Keep going. And if you get to the end and have a little extra time, go back and just guess. Just fill in bubbles. Because if you get it wrong, it doesn't count. And if you get it right, you get extra points. And I think your target is something like 600. Is that right? You're trying to get 600 points? I think that's right. Maybe more. I'll have to ask the experts. They keep changing the scoring on the thing, so I never know what they're doing. Reading. Do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. The one thing you can do to really improve your score is practice. Uh-oh, sorry. Practice. Can you say practice?
Practice.
Again.
Practice.
Yes, practice. Very good. Give me some knuckle. Right on. Practice.
Practice.
Practice. Yeah. Practice. You can get books that give you like practice tests and teach you strategies. They're about like that thick. All right, I know you've seen them at maybe Gramedia. Do you ever go to the bookstore? You ever go to like Gramedia or someplace like that? No. Nobody ever goes to the bookstore anymore, right? I don't know why that is, because books are wonderful things, aren't they? You can they're tangible. They're not like little phosphor things glowing on your handphone. You can hold them. They're real. You might want to think about getting one of those practice books. There's lots and lots of online resources where you can take practice tests. Remember, though, that the online tests are based on the internet version of the TOEFL. And it's slightly different from the paper-based one. And so even though it's good practice, remember that it's arranged, it's structured differently, and some of the questions and the timing are different. So you need to be careful with that, but it never hurts to practice. Take advantage of every resource you can get. Preparation classes, preparation books, online resources. It really helps if you do practice tests and make sure to use the timing. All right, don't cheat and go, oh well, it's 25 minutes, but I'll just go another 5 minutes. Don't do that. Follow the actual timing from the test. That way you start to get a feel for it, and you know about how much time you have left, and that way you can manage your time better. The temptation is always, oh, time's up, but I'll just go a little bit longer. Don't do that, because you can't do it on the real test. All right, so that way you get a feel for how much time you're using. And what else? Practice regularly. I already said that. Prepare thoroughly. I already said that. To build vocabulary and grammar, read. Read anything you can get. Read articles, read books, read cereal boxes, read Read about your favorite K-pop star. Read everything. 2 reasons. One is it will help you build your vocabulary, and 2, the grammar starts to become automatic. Your mind automatically fills in the stuff that is wrong or missing on the test. As you're reading it, your mind will automatically fill in the blank or correct the mistake, and it's based just on reading. Just on reading. When I was growing up, that's what we did. We had to stand up in class and read out loud. All right, and that was part of the training for feeling the language. Feeling. Emotion. Bring it forth. You know how I learned Bahasa Indonesia? When I first got here, I bought 2 books. I bought a dictionary. Got to have a dictionary. And I bought a book called Manusia dan Kebudayaan di Indonesia. I don't know if you know that book. It's a textbook. All about the history of Indonesia. And I started on page 1. I opened the book, opened my dictionary, and went word by word, learning the language like that. By page 10, I could read almost a whole paragraph without looking at my dictionary. By page 100, I almost didn't need the dictionary. Maybe a word here or there, but by page 100, I could already feel the language. Feel the language. All right, it was flowing automatically. So reading is the best way to learn any language. Reading, and read it out loud. Read it out loud. I know all your family is going to stand there and look at you like, this guy is crazy. He's talking to himself with a book. But don't worry about that. It's good practice, and it will help you a lot. And then, of course, other stuff. Oh, yes. Read the instructions. One of the biggest ways that people make mistakes is they don't read the instructions. Look what it's asking you to do and then follow them. Do not assume anything. Follow the instructions. That is one of the best ways to get the right answers, is follow the instructions. Anything else? I think that's most of the important stuff. And here it says, guess if necessary, right? I told you, just fill in the blank. If you don't know, don't stop. Just put a bubble and keep going. Because what you want to do is answer every question. Right or wrong, indifferent, whatever. You want to answer every question because you get no points for no answer. And if you accidentally get the right answer, you at least get a score for it. Ya kan? Gak tahu. Come on, you guys. I know this is boring stuff, but I'm trying to make it interesting. Really? Please? Okay. And of course, the other thing, the night before, do not cram for the exam. You know what cramming is? Cramming is when you didn't study all year long, and then the night before the final exam, you try to read all the books and get all the information in one night, and your mind is just cooked. It's baked. You can't think, you're tired, your brain is like, I don't even understand any of this stuff. All right, so take your time, start now, do your study, do your practice exams now. All right, use the time that you have, manage your time appropriately. Yakan? Hi, what's your name?
My name is Irfan.
And where are you from?
From Jakarta, Cawang.
Oh, nice. And you just flew in today, and boy, are your arms tired. That's an old joke. Do you ever get masuk anjing? What, you think that's funny? I was up all night. My dogs were barking. Okay. I know, some bad jokes, sorry. Get rest the night before. Get plenty of sleep. Put your hand phone down. Turn it off. Turn the light off. Go to bed. Get plenty of good sleep so the next morning you feel relaxed and fresh. All right? So when you walk into the exam, you're not nervous and you're not sweating and you're not thinking, oh my God, I'll never pass this exam. That's just defeating yourself before you even start. Relax, get plenty of rest. Try not to drink too much coffee, all right, before the test, because then that makes you all jittery, right, and you can't focus too well. You need some, but don't drink too much coffee. Get a good meal. Everybody needs a good meal. And let's see, any other don'ts here? Everything else is don't get in a hurry. All right, don't push yourself too hard. Stay relaxed the entire time. Do you ever get test anxiety? Whenever you have to take a test, you're like very nervous and you get that weird feeling in your stomach. Yeah, you got kupu kupu prut. You ever have that? Butterflies in your stomach? And you just feel very nervous and you don't feel comfortable or prepared. And when you sit down for the test, that works against you because now your mind is more concentrated on, I'm going to fail, than focusing on the task at hand. Work through it piece by piece. Don't push yourself too hard. Don't, what? Do you have any good advice for people taking tests? No? What's your strategy? What do you do the night before?
I don't understand.
Nothing? Do you stay up all night and watch TV or play with your handphone?
I don't understand.
No, you try to get some rest, right? Yeah, don't try to spend all night learning everything you should have been learning for the past 6 or 8 months. Start now and get your review in now so that you feel calm and relaxed when you go in. Study habits. Study habits are something that you should have very well developed by now. All right, by now you should have good study habits. Pace yourself. Don't try to push too much because your mind won't remember things. All right, we have short-term memory and long-term memory. And if you try to cram everything into short-term memory like RAM, all right, what happens when you turn off the computer? Your RAM is empty, right? It loses everything in the RAM. But everything in your ROM, on your hard disk, in your CD-ROM, nobody has CDs anymore, on your flash drive, those files are still there. That's your long-term memory. But everything in your RAM, when you turn off the computer, the RAM is empty, it's gone. And that's what happens if you try to cram the night before. That's like stuffing everything into your RAM, and when you wake up the next morning, it's gone. So don't do that. And additional resources, I already mentioned this a little bit, right? You can buy the study books. You can find online resources that help you to practice. There are study groups and study classes that you can attend that do what we do here, but over several hours so that you can actually practice the exam and get a feel for what it's like. And most of the courses and the books will give you 3 exams, 3 practice exams. And the reason for that is you do the first exam before you do anything. All right, before you study, you take the exam and see what your baseline is. All right, how good are you without doing anything? And then about halfway through the book, you take the second exam, and you should see a higher score. And then at the end, you take the third exam, and again, you should see a higher score. So you start at your baseline, and you see improvement until over the course that you're studying for the exam, right? And I know this really sounds boring and horrible, and you really don't want to do it, and it's like taking a pair of pliers, and pulling your own teeth out, right? Blood squirting everywhere. But it can be fun, especially if you give yourself time and relax when you're doing it. Spend an hour and then take a break. Spend another hour, take a break. All right, don't try to do it all at once. And for God's sake, don't do it the night before. Don't cram. You will not get anything from that. And I think, they mentioned there are official guides that you can buy. Kaplan offers a prep course. Longman offers a prep course. Is one better than the other? Not really. They're both American English focused, so it should be fairly straightforward. Barron's is another one, and all of these, like the Kaplan, the Longman, and the Barons, they all say authorized, right? They are official preparation books. And the reason for that is that the way it's laid out and the questions, the sample questions and sample tests will be fairly close to what you see on the real exam. Some of the other brands are not authorized TOEFL, and for that reason they may be a little different from what you actually see. And ta-da! Any questions? Yeah, when are you going to shut up so we can go eat? Very soon. How are we doing on time? Whew. Whew, 1 hour. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, sir. So, guys, is there any questions? Ada pertanyaan? Okay. Based on the statement or the explanation from Mr. Bernard, is there any questions today? Ada pertanyaan?
Everything was perfectly clear.
If you are difficult, say it with English. Also, you will can say with bahasa. Kalau sulit nanti bisa dibantu. Silakan. Ada pertanyaan, teman-teman? Okay. The woman. Okay. Well, good.
Where?
Please say your name, your class, yeah, and your prodi, of course.
Oh, there.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Let me introduce myself first. My name is Rafika
Hi.
Triana. I came from Jakarta. I'm from communication science. So my question is, since I was in elementary school, I'm always bad at listening section. So how to make my own self to familiarize with the how to make my own self to familiar with the TOEFL section, especially with the listening section, because since I told you before, since I was in elementary school, I'm always bad in the listening section, and then it was my first question. After that, I want to ask you about what is common mistakes that people usually making in the listening section. Okay, that's enough for me. Thank you for your attention, sir.
So your question is primarily about the
Okay,
reading
thank
section,
you.
is that right? Where did you go? Was that you? Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Is that you?
Me,
Oh, hi.
yes, I'm.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, okay. Take your time, sir.
So you're asking about the reading section, right?
No, I was asking you about the listening section, because as I told you before that since I was in elementary school, I'm bad at the listening section, but I'm pretty good at the readings or writing, because I personally I'm in love with the writing. So my vocabulary is not that much, but I can catch people. Sometimes I can catch what what's the point when people speaking English?
Right.
Right. But when I have experienced the test, like TOEFL test, for the example, I'm so hard to understand the point when in the listening section. So I want to ask you how to make my own self to familiarize with the listening section. And then the second question I want to ask you about is I'm sorry, sir.
No problem.
I want to ask you, what is the common mistakes what's the common mistakes people usually making in the listening section?
In the reading section.
Listening
Okay.
section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the written section.
No.
No, in the reading. In the reading.
Listening.
Baca.
No, listening section.
Oh, listening.
Listening. Yeah,
Oh, the
listening.
common problem with listening.
Yeah, the common mistakes people usually making in the listening section, sir. It was my second question, so I have two questions to ask to you. Yeah.
So about the reading first.
It's
all about listening.
It's all about the listening section because I have said before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at I'm pretty confident and pretty good in the reading and writing section. So I want to ask you only about the listening section.
About the listening. The common mistake that I normally see is trying to focus too much on each word that is being said, rather than listening to the theme. All right, because you say, okay, you have pretty good vocabulary and some skill, so you can hear the key words. He said this. All right, you know the subject, the verb, the object. Try not to, they will put in a lot of details that are not important. All right, things you don't need to know. And if you look at the question first, and the question says, what did they say about fried chicken? All right, then when you're listening, you hear fried chicken is very good. They said the fried chicken was very good. That's all you need. All right, don't worry about all the other information. Just look at the question and what do you need to know, because there's usually only one question for each listening. All right, so you just listen for one detail and the rest of it don't worry about. Now, how to practice. The easy way to practice is to do like the practice tests. All right, you can find online, there are some listening materials where you can listen to the file and answer questions, and maybe they'll have a transcript so you can see the text. You can also, when you buy the book, they have a CD or they have the files. You can log into a file server and listen to the files. Another way to do it, and this is probably more fun, pick your favorite movie.
Oh, okay.
All right, turn off the subtitles.
Subtitle.
Do not use the subtitles and just listen to what they're saying. All right, and then you can try, ask yourself, what were they just talking about? All right, so for you watch one scene and with no subtitles, and then pause it and say, okay, what were they talking about? What were they doing? How did they feel about it? And test yourself on how much you can understand. And that's more fun, I think, right? Watching your favorite movie or TV show. But be sure and turn off the subtitles. Because you want to train your ear to hear the words and not, oh, that's what they said. Don't do that. All right, the subtitles don't help you. And then the other one is just using the regular TOEFL practice stuff, because then you can you will be able to practice it the way it will be on the test. But just for general skill, for instance, like when I came to Indonesia, I watched sinetron, right? No subtitles, because you guys don't need subtitles, right? And I watched sinetron, and it's very, the acting is, right? It's very broad and melodramatic. So I was able to learn what words go with certain emotions or certain actions, and that helped me build my vocabulary. It was not perfect. It doesn't work for everything, but it will help you both train your ear and learn more vocabulary. When somebody feels sad, they use these words. When somebody feels happy, they use these words. All right? And that's the best way to do it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir,
Yeah.
for
My
your
pleasure.
explanation. Okay, thank you, sir.
And good luck. Did you
Yeah.
say your name is Kartika?
Rafika.
Rafita.
Rafika. R-A-F. Yeah, Rafika. Yes, right.
Beautiful
That's right.
name.
Okay.
You're the
Thank
first
you.
Rafika I've ever met.
Oh.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you for your compliment, sir. Thank
My
you for your
pleasure.
explanation. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Nuhun ya, Teh.
Oke,
Oh.
thank you so much, Sir Bernard.
Thank
Oke, jadi tadi pertanyaannya adalah
I can do
bagaimana
this
sih
without hurting somebody.
kiranya kalau ada kesalahan atau ada soal-soal listening yang sulit dipertanyakan
Okay,
di dalam
sorry, excuse me,
soal
pardon.
TOEFL. Jawaban Mr. Bernard supaya kalian tadi terbiasa dengan soal listening, salah satunya adalah menonton film without subtitle, ya. And also you do practice dengan soal-soal yang ada di link online. Is it right, sir? Oke, jadi di link-link online teman-teman bisa lihat ya, bisa ada latihan-latihan TOEFL yang bisa kalian akses untuk bisa membiasakan mendengar ya vocabulary dari para native speaker. Oke, nah segaris besar tadi pertanyaannya seperti itu. Is there any question more? Ada pertanyaan lagi? Oke, selanjutnya sayap kiri sudah, sayap kanan? Ada lagi? Come on, is there a questions? Oh, okay. Say.
Okay, good morning,
Good
Sir
morning.
Bernard and everyone. My name is Norvin, and I'm from Technology Information on Kramat 98 at Jakarta, Senen.
Wow.
And what I want to ask is, I already in the past I already have experience taking a English proficiency test on Duolingo English test. And I think in TOEFL we do have a speaking section too, but you did mention about the tips and trick on speaking section. So what I want to ask is, in the dual English test, when in the past I taking my English proficiency test, in the speaking section, the question is usually like, you have 1.5 minutes to talk about some topic, and you must talk in like talk about this program in 1.5 minutes. And what and I do like, it's hard for me to speak in 90 minutes to find a word to speak in 1.5 minute in speaking session about this topic. So what I want to ask is, do you have any tips and trick to like if I in loss of word of what I do need to speak again when I have like 45 seconds remaining time in this topic? Like, do you have any tips and trick in like I can speak longer than what I usually speaking? Yeah, that's all.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I should note that for this IPT, there is no speaking or writing, but for the full TOEFL test, yes, there is a speaking and a writing section also.
Yeah.
Especially if you do the internet-based one, you record a speaking file,
Yeah.
and you'll have to write an essay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is that, but on this particular test for what you're doing here,
Yeah.
there is no speaking or writing.
Uh-uh.
But that's a great question about how to fill the time for the speaking section.
Yes.
And one way you can do that is they will give you a topic
Yeah.
and ask you to speak for 90 seconds
Yes.
on that topic.
Yeah.
Take a minute and make in your head your thesis, your main idea,
Yeah.
and 3 examples.
3 examples.
So let's say the topic is
What's your opinion on fast food industry in Indonesia?
they might give you a topic like cars.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and you say, I believe that Toyota makes the best cars.
Yeah.
They make the best cars because, 1, they use high quality materials.
Yeah.
2, they're made locally with skilled labor. 3, they do this and that and the other thing. All right, and you can stretch it by adding adjectives, adverbs. Like, don't just say my favorite car is. All right, describe the car. My favorite car is the model something or other, and I like it because the design is sleek and aerodynamic, and it looks like it's moving really fast when it's sitting there.
Yeah.
So stretch it out by adding detail. But the easy way to do that is to start with, what do I want to say about the topic, and give 3 examples. And then each of the 3 examples you can stretch out however long you need. So like the design is very sleek and aerodynamic, which means that the car is pointed at the front and you can go into a lot more detail about it.
I see.
But that way you can organize your thoughts.
Yeah.
What do I want to say, and give 3 examples, and then for each example you can stretch out as much information as you want.
I see.
Does that help?
Yeah, because when in the past I took my English proficiency test on Duolingo English test, in writing, reading, and listening section, I usually got a high score, but only the speaking I got the lowest score. So yeah, in Duolingo English test, the highest score is 160, and I usually got at 100 and 110. Never
But you can't get all the way to the top.
Above 120, because the highest limit for upper intermediate is 115, and the advanced is 120 to 160.
Yeah.
That's why.
Here's a way you could practice: is find images on the internet.
Yeah.
Maybe like a photo of a group of people.
Yes.
And then record yourself for the timing.
Yeah.
And describe that photo.
I see.
What's going on in that photo?
Yeah.
All right, and you get a feel for how much you need to say.
Yeah.
To fill 90 seconds.
I see.
And that will give you the practice of seeing something like a topic.
Yeah.
And then describing it with enough detail to
Yeah.
fill the time.
Yeah.
And your score will go up based on your vocabulary. So the amount of detail, the adjectives, describing adverbs like
Yeah.
not yet, soon, later, all right, things that describe the time and the other aspects of the
Yes.
action.
I
So
see.
that was what I would do.
I
Is
see.
just find random images,
Yeah.
but then record yourself so you can see how long you're speaking.
Yeah. With
And also you're just practicing. You're
Yeah.
practicing looking at something and coming up with what you want to say about it.
I see, like
Does that help?
describing main topic and giving a like 3 example, like
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that would be. And then, of course, the other way is to do the practice test,
Yeah.
where you are actually trying it in the same format that is
Yeah.
on the TOEFL.
Yeah.
And again, you can time yourself and you can get a practice score and see how well you're doing.
Yeah.
You're getting feedback on actual test situation.
Yes.
But just in general, just looking at a picture and describe it
Yeah.
will help you a lot. Because then you formulate ideas and you speak what you think and what you see.
Yes.
And I think that will help you just in general.
Yeah. I see. Thank you very much, sir, for
Thank you.
the tips and tricks. Yeah.
Oke, thank you so much for the questions. Jadi pertanyaannya tadi secara garis besar adalah bagaimana ketika ada soal speaking dan siswa tersebut tidak bisa menjawab pertanyaan speaking tersebut dengan waktu yang terbatas. Bagaimana tips and triknya? Mr. Bernard menyampaikan bahwa teman-teman bisa membuat organize your idea and then also you are including with the 3 example. Jadi ditambahkan dengan 3 contoh. Ya, contoh misal kalian ditanyakan tentang car. Nah, kalau car, exactly kalian berikan 3 contoh dari car itu apa saja. Misal mobil Toyota. Nah, dikembangkan Toyota ini terdiri dari apa saja? Apakah di komponennya ada tempat duduk yang nyaman? Adakah di komponen dari Toyota ini pengemudi atau sisi drivernya yang nyaman? Nah, ini yang bisa kalian kembangkan di soal speaking. Untuk saat ini yang kalian kerjakan nanti memang tidak ada speaking, tapi in case kalau kalian mau mengambil proficiency test itu ada speakingnya. Jadi teman-teman bisa gunakan tips and trick ini kalau diminta untuk speaking tapi waktunya terbatas. Biasanya 45 menit. Is it right? Oh, 90 seconds. 90 seconds, wow, luar biasa cepat ya. Dan kalian harus padat, jelas, dan akurat tentang informasi yang ditanyakan. Itu caranya. Okay, so now, have another questions, guys? Any more questions? Ada pertanyaan lagi, teman-teman?
What's for lunch?
Once
That's my
more, sir.
question.
Okay. Is there any question more? Ada lagi pertanyaannya? Ada pertanyaan lagi? Ayo. Sekat hadiah deh nanti kalau yang mau tanya. Ada? Okay. That's enough the question, sir. Enough for the, yeah, that's all.
Wow, semua jelas?
Semua jelas?
Enggak. I have a question for you.
Oh.
Why are Indonesian chickens so negative? Why are they so negative? I mean, they walk around all day going, gak, bukan?
Why? Kalian sering ngomong, enggak, bukan. Kenapa? They don't answer.
What is it? Well, if there are no more questions, then I think we are finished.
Yes.
And you are
Because
free to go.
okay, because you didn't have another questions. Also, that's finished our session. Is it right, sir? Okay.
Nothing? Okay.
Okay, nothing question. So please give applause for our speaker today.
Good!
Woo! Semangatnya
Thank you.
dari sayap kanan,
Thank you.
sebelah kiri.
Our team. Good!
Oke, luar biasa. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your explanations today. And also, I have some souvenir.
Thank you.
Ya,
Thank you.
Miss Yanti Rosalina, SSMPD, saya panggil untuk menyerahkan secara simbolis sertifikat dan plakat untuk pembicara kita. Miss Yanti. Could you move here, sir?
I go up here? Well, maybe I should stand down. And then everybody can go around here.
Take a picture after get the plakat.
Huh?
Take a pictures after get the plakat.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not for a big, strong guy like me.
Oke, selanjutnya ada souvenir. More. Oke, Miss, please stay here. Teman-teman, kita take a picture together, ya. Konsepnya ke sana. Oke, well guys, please stand up di tempat kalian masing-masing. Nanti kita foto ke belakang, ya. Silakan berdiri. Oke.
What are you doing tonight?
Ya, sana. Ke sini, ke
Mr. Bernard, let's go.
Mr. Bernard. Please sit here.
Let's go.
please,
We're standing here in the middle of them. Okay, everyone, are you ready?
the middle. Ya, Mr. Ari Iswanto.
Could you stand up?
Mr.
Could you stand up for a while, please? Thank you. Stand up, please. Want to take a picture
Mr.
for
Ari.
a while? Okay, where Mr. Ari?
Mr. Ari and Mr. Ricky.
Want to join with us?
Come on,
Let's go. Miss,
Mr. Come on.
come to Mama. Okay.
Ayo merapat, teman-teman.
Yeah,
Kita
yes.
foto. Merapat, geser,
Oh, now you
geser.
sit in the front.
Where? Mr. Bernard. So. Gimana? Mister, could you stand up?
Oke, saya hitung ya teman-teman dengan pose terbaik teman-teman sekalian. Oke, ready, Mr. Sule? Oke, 3, 2, 1. Oke, gaya bebas silakan. Saya hitung. Oh, sarange katanya, love. Oke. Make a love. Boleh dengan temannya separtner gini juga boleh ya. Okay, make love. Okay, I will count 3, 2, 1. Video, sir. Video. Oh, jangan berubah dulu ya. Video. Seperti biasa ada tagline-nya. Kalau saya bilang kuliah. Okay, good ya. Louder ya, yang kencang. Oke. Kalau saya sudah bilang kuliah, BSI-nya yang kencang. Oke. Ready? Oke. Kuliah. BSI Aja. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, sir. Okay, that's our last meeting, of course, for our sessions. And I say thank you so much for all the participant here. Ya, terima kasih buat teman-teman. Dan I hope that you have a higher score, di atas 400 kan? Minimal, ya. Harapannya kita bisa bertemu di ruangan sebelah untuk nanti mengikuti acara wisuda kalian. Amin. Lancar-lancar untuk semuanya. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Teman-teman yang belum masuk di grup Telegram, silakan di-scan ya. Nanti informasi mengenai ujian TOEFL akan diinformasikan di grup Telegram dan secara resmi juga via surat di web mahasiswa ya. Terima kasih.